I'm Travis Martin, as you can tell. And then I did just content. So the 3 areas I did were early 1900s. During then, women were considered property of men. That meaning they would get married, raise kids, teach their daughters to a point of like how to do like house chores, to a point that she'd get married and have to restart the process over again. So at the time they were fighting for equal rights, for the workforce, education, independence. For the workforce, very few of them were actually into the workforce. So, as seen here, it's the wife and 2 kids helped bring food out to the husband. So she's always working in the house. And then for education, very few females at this time were having any kind of formal education. Most of them were taught by their siblings or their mothers. And then independence, as I said earlier, they're considered property. And then the mid-1900s, they're still fighting for equal rights, the same as the first area. And then a new one was the right to use birth control and have their own personal opinion if they should control their family size or not. And then during this time is when Roe versus Wade came up, which legalized women to have abortion in the first 3 weeks of pregnancy. And then World War II also ended at this time, causing women to get out of their jobs that they were holding for the men and women that were overseas to come back for their jobs. Yes, very few women did actually have to move out of their jobs for women, because women were, when they were overseas, they're nurses, cooks, and or in the administration section. Then my third period, which happened to be the third wave, which is credited to Rebecca Walker, leader of the lesbian, bi, gay, and transsexual women coalition, and she was pushing for the women's rights for color, low income, and the LGBT women. And then for my definition of feminism, I chose feminism is a lifestyle where you go through each day supporting the groups, pushing for equal rights between men and women. This may be that you don't discriminate by gender, race, or ethnicity to promote equal rights, even though there are implicit biases on these, which one knows that they should have that they need to take care of to help promote feminism. And I consider myself pro-feminist because I don't do any action. And as you can tell, my feminist critique is Jeff Dunham and his, I think, 9 puppets he has. And with this, his shows are all based for males. I don't know if you ever listened to him, but Walter always is making fun of Jeff for driving a blue Prius, which they consider a female vehicle. And then they're always making fun of females, meaning they should be the ones cooking for everyone. They're always having attitude problem because of their periods and stuff. So, and you very ever see a female puppet until just currently, he debuted Diane for the movie Dinner for the Schmucks, which I didn't realize. So, and then course reflection, as everyone said before, implicit bias. You either know about them or you don't beforehand. And for me, it helped me see where I have implicit biases at that I kind of thought of before, and then the hands-on project, because most of your labs, you will take, like, be in a group divided up equally among everyone, and they come together at the end. Where for this group hands-on project, you have to actually meet as a group, work as a group to do everything. You can't do individual parts. History of women, just seeing all the struggles that they leave out in history books. And then presentations, by the fact that not all presentations can have the same format, and depending on the class, content, they all have to be adjusted. And then time management was a big one, because being a non-traditional student, meaning I only have 4 days out of the 7 to actually do homework, because I have military on weekends most of the time. So that was a big struggle. So, and then those are my resources.